Hello, angels. This is kind of a spur of the moment video. I know that I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this video, but for those of you that are gonna be judgmental, walk a mile in our shoes and then judge me. I'd like to think that those who have followed me and those closest to me know that Aislinn is my entire fucking life. My children are the only reason that I am here today. Literally. I have shared the hard times with Aislinn, the good times. I've written a book. I have tried to offer support. Despite the fact that I don't have it, we have no one. We get allotted judgment, but we don't have support. I have a couple good friends here. I have a best friend that I've had for 20 years, but they all have their own lives and their own struggles. And now that I messed up with my girls. You know, being an addict for all those years and being ripped from them and being away from them as long as I did, and, you know, fighting to turn my life around. We lost so much time. I have yet to meet my grandchildren. I don't want to make mistakes with him. I want him. I never, ever want him to feel like I don't love him or that he comes second. And I think in spoiling him and doing everything for him and babying him, he's come accustomed to a certain way of life. And now that I'm trying to instill responsibility and stability, because we've never had that. We've always been bounced around from place to place, and he's been through so many people because of workers and therapists and doctors and you know, people coming in and out of our life, and I'm just always like clinging to him, afraid to let him go. Like the first 2 years of his life, literally the first 2 years of his life, I never put him down. He was severely delayed as a child, but even more so because I always held him. I never wanted to let him go. And I deal with these violent tantrums sometimes on a daily basis. And a lot of the things that Aislinn does are triggers for me from my past. And I know he's just a little boy and he doesn't mean it and it's not his fault. But when I'm in that moment, I can't help but going back to that time. And I become so enraged sometimes, and I yell and I scream, and I hate that about me because I was never a yeller with my girls. Despite our problems and me becoming an addict and all the shit that we went through, I was a good mother. When I was with my girls, I was a good mother. I loved them. I never yelled at them, ever. And tonight, Aislinn, came, this close. He was throwing things. He was throwing glass and toys and pieces of like furniture, wood, just anything that he could throw. So I'm hiding in the kitchen trying to clean, and they keep telling you the best thing you do when he does that is just ignore the behavior. And all that did was make him even more angry because I was ignoring him. And he came like literally that far away from my head. And I reverted back to that time and I was like, that's it. I'm calling the police. You can go live somewhere else. And I knew the moment I said that I could never take it back. That he would remember for the rest of his life that he did something bad and I wanted to get rid of him. Kids don't forget that because I remember everything that was ever said to me as a child. And I can't take it back and I don't know what to do. I even wrote a letter to Dr. Phil tonight. I don't want to, I'm so afraid of telling these things. I mean, they'll probably see it now from me uploading it, but this system is so broken and I'm so afraid to tell people how I really feel because I am so terrified of losing him again. What he went through was so unfair. It was just people being vindictive. And I feel like I'm screwing my kid up. And I'm trying everything. I even went back to school and took a course so I could learn more about his disorder. So I could help him better. And just with everything that's going on, it's just sometimes it's so overwhelming. And I think I'm doing more harm than good. I'm so sorry if I let you guys down. I try so hard to be there for all of you because I know you're all going through what I'm going through, and it's easy for people to judge when they don't see what's going on behind closed doors and what we go through on a daily basis. But sometimes you can only be strong for so long and then you break and then you can't take it back. And I'm so sorry that I don't know. I don't know what to do for him. I don't know how to help him. I don't know how to deal with my own triggers. I've tried to get help throughout my life and I just wasn't ready. And then when I was ready, I've had people, I remember one counselor I went to, and literally all I said was, sometimes I just want to strangle that child. He just drives me crazy. And she knew, like any normal person would know that I'm just venting, that I didn't, all parents say that, and I've heard it from many parents. And she threatened to call child services on me if I talked like that. How am I supposed to? She said the best thing to do is just talk about me and not talk about my son. My son is my life. How am I supposed to come in here and talk about how I feel and get help when I have to tiptoe around how I feel? How is that helping? What? Sometimes parents just need to vent. Parenting is hard, especially when you're doing it alone, and especially when you're doing it alone with a child with special needs. Like, it's just being cooped up in this house and him, not being able to run outside and play and get all that energy out. And I'm just so afraid of him running into somebody and him getting sick, and if anything happened to him, I couldn't live. I couldn't. If anything happened to any of my kids, I wouldn't survive that. I know I'm shielding him too tight, but I have to find balance, and I can't find it. And I'm struggling. I'm sorry. I just wanted you guys to know that it's not all roses. That we struggle as parents. We struggle a lot. And and it's hard. And we make big mistakes like I did tonight, and I can't take it back. And I pray that my son knows how much I love him. I'm sorry. But just know that we're not perfect. We screw up sometimes bad. But my son is everything to me. And it's frustrating. You don't know how to help them. And nobody will help you. When they're little, you have all these people coming out of the woodwork to want to help you. But then after time goes by, and they don't get any better, and they need the continuing care, they just give up on you, because now then you don't have anybody. And that's not fair. You know, unless you have autism, you don't get funding. You don't get these special home services. You don't get all this help. ADHD is one of the most complex disorders. It is the most known disorder in children today, and we barely get any help for it. And that's not fair, because these kids struggle every single day of their lives, and they get through it, and they're strong, and they shouldn't have to be. They should be able to get the help they need. And I need to get the help I need. And I don't know where to get it, because I can't afford it, and the free services, they just don't fucking care. They do not fucking care. It is bullshit, and they wonder why suicide rates are so high, especially in college students. If any of you out there are going through what I'm going through, I'd really appreciate some comments, some support, some advice, anything, something I'm missing, because I'm losing faith, I'm losing my grip, and I just don't know what to do anymore. I'm trying so hard, and this life book has helped me so much. It totally saved my life there for a while, but then I put it to aside for just the last week, dealing with all this. And it's like, in that short amount of time, I just lost sight of everything, and I gotta get that back. I gotta get that back and keep focused every day. And it's hard. It fucking sucks being alone. It's fucking hard. Because I got to be Mama Bear and Papa Bear on top of trying to take care of all these other people that depend on me here. So this is the only time that I can just be me. I can't do it out there. Just in front of this computer is the only time I can be real, because I get less judgment from you guys, from people I've never met, than I do in my own circle. And it's not fair. We've all made mistakes, so why do others get judged more than others? Doesn't matter how hard I try, it never seems to be enough. And then I share my story because I don't want others to go through what I went through, what I still go through, what I struggle with every day, how hard it is to wake up every day knowing what I went through, and that I had to go through it alone, and that I'm constantly judged, that my own family doesn't understand me, that they don't even talk to me. And it's not fair, because I feel like the big shameful secret in my family that nobody wants to talk to or talk about. And God forbid she shares it with the world. and shames her family when all I'm trying to do is help others and bring awareness for myself, for my son, and for other women and children who go through rape and sex trafficking and special needs. I want there to be purpose in my life. What is wrong with that? What's wrong with wanting to help other people? And why should I be ashamed of what I did? It wasn't my fault. I didn't ask for it. So why should I be embarrassed or ashamed to share it with others and wanting to help? Anyways, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.